everyone, and welcome to some F1 23. Just going to be doing some races and whatnot today. Let's get back into it. We're on stage 2 of the street circuit races. And so we will be going to Azerbaijan in an F1 World event.
Wherever in the world you are very welcome.
Now, it will be a bit easier because I've upgraded my car quite significantly compared to the recommended tech level for this event. But anyway, it's lights out and away we go. It's a good launch off the line up to turn 1. Bit of a wide line, a little bit squirrely on the exit, but we've gone away. Careful not to go too deep at turn 2, it can very easily end your race very early on. And we begin the long run down the first back straight. Street circuits obviously being very dangerous, very easy to hit the wall. Crucial to get your braking points right at every corner. We of course go purple through sector 1 because we're the first driver through. We go purple in all 3 sectors on this first lap. Or maybe we won't. That was a stupid mistake.
Turn the engine off and wait for the marshals.
The good news is, because we're on license level A, we can just flashback and get to do it again. Where we won't completely outbrake ourselves into that corner. Make it nice and easy. Oh dear. Tag the wall, not good. Yeah, the game is pretty good. It's much better than F1 22, to be honest. That was absolutely horrendous. The driver model is so much better on this year's game. And it's just a lot more fun.
Okay, listen,
if you don't do that.
Mate. It can happen to the best of us. Now look, I've put a new strategy option for you in the MFD, so go and have a look.
Now what we'll do is we'll actually box. I need to stop looking at chat while I'm trying to drive. But yeah, we're going to box for a new front wing and see if we can do a bit of a comeback drive. We should be able to. As I say, tech level this car is a lot better than the opposition. Let's get some new tyres and a new front wing.
Right, let's go, come on. Perfect job from you and the crew there, mate. We're delighted with that.
So we should find these first few passes relatively easy. Where hopefully they don't squeeze us into the wall too much. That's a lovely move down the inside. Albeit it's against a slower car, but it's still a street circuit where passes are notably more difficult. Had a little look up the inside of that chicane, but decided against it. Up to P15 now as we come through the very tricky castle section. So easy to get wrong. Around the outside onto this long straight at the back. Squeeze through that gap on the inside. I mean, it would be nice if they didn't park it on the racing line, but we get by. And now is the chance to make up some positions on this fast, swooping section if we don't tag the back of a car. So equally, while there's positions to be gained, you need to not get greedy. I knew exactly how they were going to defend, so we could just tap the brake that time and swoop by for P10 as we come up to the line.
Okay, DRS is now available.
And that is the fastest third sector of anyone so far as we make our way into P9. Pop open the DRS, get the traction on exit. That's an easy move. We're going to get a second one done as well. Not going to be enough time on the straight to go for a third, so we'll just settle into P7 for now. The moves will present themselves. Like that. Down the inside through the second part of the chicane. Up into P5 now. So we go fastest of anyone through the first sector. Then now behind the podium positions as we go into that long back straight again.
Nice move, good job.
Once again out traction. That's P2. And that is P1. Absolutely boot it back up the straight as we've taken the lead now.
Okay, well done. That's 3 clean laps in a row.
And post the
Beautiful
fastest
stuff.
lap
Keep
to
it going.
boot. There is definitely more time in this car though, but we probably won't be able to extract it now that we've clipped the wall. Actually set a purple first sector, so fastest of anybody. Supposing the clean air no overtakes to make, you can take a much better line through the corners. So this could be another fastest lap. Here on lap 4 or 5. If we don't take off and then go into the wall.
Okay.
It's stupid mistakes like that get on my nerves as a driver. I know I shouldn't make them, but sometimes they're inevitable. Don't hurdle the curb and we're much better. And it's a purple sector too. Probably unlikely to set the purple sector 3 because we did have slipstream and DRS when we done that. But a green sector 3 would still do nicely. smashing our original fastest lap by nearly 4 seconds to do a 1:49.4. There is definitely more time in this car, in this track. We're probably not going to be able to extract it in this particular race. Especially not if we do this. We do have the gap though to reverse back onto the track and get going again, hopefully. Yep, we are back off and running again. That'll be the end of the fastest lap attempt, but thankfully a large enough gap to get back on the track and hold position. As I said before the race, this was going to be a bit easier because these cars are at a much lower tech level than mine. And unfortunately for series, you can't increase the tech level on any cars. You can only do that in events. Because the difficulty in F1 World is locked for some reason. Coming through these tight, twisty sections for the last time. I barely touched that wall. I barely touched it. What I will say is it was quite a satisfying noise when the car hit the wall, but that's why you don't do Baku with front wing damage. Because that happens. Across the line.
Oh, you were in a league of your own today, mate. Have you even broken into sweat?
They're heading to the top step of the podium in back. Well, things really beginning to take shape, but we have a look.
And then, of course, with every race, you get rewards. Stage 3 of this is... Oh dear, Saudi Arabia. I don't know this track at all. But it is the last race of the series. So let's get it done. Yeah, I've barely driven at this circuit. I do not know it at all. This could be interesting.
The fans made their way.
Welcome to the Jeddah Corniche circuit. Welcome to the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix.
And
as we go for the... Oh, this is a long race because we've got a formation lap.
Right, let's get the car up to temperature on this lap, please. We're loading the gears, so let's go through the
I just
wall if you
assumed
can.
it was going to be like the 5 laps, the same way every other race had been. But no. So a good pull away from the formation lap.
Okay, radar is clear. Weather is looking good for now.
That's good to know. Into the banked hairpin that always looked impressive when the cars were coming through it at Saudi Arabia earlier this season. and onto the straight that Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen had that famous incident in 2021 while playing DRS chicken with each other. And then we're going to get ready to reform the grid. Let's see how good of a parking space we can get.
Okay, not the best placement there, mate. Let's try and get a good launch as the race starts.
I was on the spot. Let's try that again. There we go.
Incredible parking there, nice one. That's going to give you the edge if you can get a
Hello,
good launch
Formula
as the race
Lucy. Thank you
starts.
very much for the follow. Hope you
Okay,
enjoyed
so
the
that's the rest of
stream.
the grid forming up now. Be
We're
patient.
forming up for the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix. 13 laps of the Jeddah Corniche circuit. 5 red lights, and it's lights out and away we go on a track that I do not know whatsoever. Coming down on the run to turn 1. It's a good getaway. As I mentioned earlier on, though, in terms of actual pace, my car should win comfortably because I just have a much better tech level than the recommended level for this series. But you need to complete the basic series to unlock the more advanced ones with a higher tech level. So we keep going through the first sector relatively pain-free. And then through the hairpin, holding it nice and close to the wall. There's not a lot of space for mistakes here at the Jeddah Corniche. Through this fast swooping section, need to brake there on the next lap so as not to do that. Into the first DRS zone of the lap. Slam on the brakes for the chicane where Mick Schumacher had that huge accident a couple of seasons ago. And then jam on the brakes for the final hairpin. And onto the gas pedal for the run down to the line. It's a 140.4 on the first lap.
Use your overtake button more. It's time to utilise some of this energy. Come on.
That lap time will hopefully begin to tumble as we go through this race. Get more comfortable with the track, with the car. Find braking points where you just need to ease off. That is a purple Sector 1, but that's really expected because we entered Sector 1 at 100 miles an hour plus as opposed to 0. Use the overtake button for a big power. Tap the brakes and absolutely ace that corner that we missed on lap 1. Through the chicane and then onto another really fast section of track. Going up to 200 miles an hour before we jam on the brakes. Take the hairpin, but it's actually quite a high minimum speed for that hairpin. And down to the line now and across. That's a 136.0. 4.4 seconds faster than our first lap. DRS enabled for those battling behind us. We're well clear. because the car is just so dominant that we've pulled 19 seconds in 2 laps. It's almost... This must be how it feels to be Max Verstappen. If you guys want, we could maybe jump onto some online lobbies in a bit. For now, we'll keep playing through some F1 World. Catch that slide there before it ended our race. Oh dear, that's not the correct line through that corner because there's a bit of a scruffier lap. There is definitely more speed in that chicane than we've took the past couple of times. It's just going to finding the correct minimum speed. It's a fast, twisty, challenging circuit, the Jeddah Corniche. Quite fun to drive though, I will say. When you start to get to grips with it, it is quite an enjoyable circuit. This turn 1, turn 2 are quite clunky, but once you're through there, it is pretty fun. Tricky, as you can just see by the fact that we keep messing up that one corner, but fun. Bit wide there on the exit.
You're leading the pack, that's P1. Okay, gap to the car behind. 28.9 seconds. They're on fresh softs. Your pit window is going to open in 3 laps time. Pit window opens in 3 laps. Okay.
3 laps till our pit stop.
Gap to your teammate behind is 28.9 seconds.
But obviously everybody's to make a mandatory pit stop in this race. Due to the fact that it's dry and Formula 1 has a requirement that you must run 2 tyre compounds in a dry race. So we started on the softs. As Mark's just told us, we're going to medium tyres when we box. Few battles for position going on behind us. We can just see the timing tower flashing with a couple updates. I think that's the best we've took that particular chicane all this race. Sorry, not the chicane, the hairpin. Although no purple sector, so either we lost more time elsewhere or we managed to take it better on that too. When we went triple purple and haven't went purple since.
Well done on keeping it nice and clean out there. Good stuff. You know what they say? Consistency's half the battle, isn't it?
Back into the action now. No doubt about it, barring some puncture or something on the final lap, we should win this race. Then hopefully we'll unlock some more difficult series. Can show you some racing as opposed to essentially time trial, which is what we're doing just now. So what really annoys me, they removed this in F1 2022 for no reason, and that was the sector by sector deltas when you're racing. You used to be able to see whether you were gaining time in one particular sector, losing time in another, and they removed that for some reason.
Okay, the pit window's open, so let's box this
That
lap.
was clearly a scruffy lap, because we were 4 seconds slower than our purple lap time. Although we didn't use overtake mode at any point. So we're definitely not pushing as hard. It doesn't help that we keep doing silly things like that. And then into the hairpin. Oh dear. A little wobbly on exit, but we recover it. Again, not a great lap. We're going to be boxing for fresh tyres though, so that might provide us with a bit more pace. Some nice fresh mediums are on lighter fuel are definitely faster than worn softs, sorry. So we're going to come through the hairpin and then dive into the pit lane here on this lap. Very tight pit entry, crucial you get that right. You don't want to sail into the wall there of all places. Get your turn in time spot on for an amazing pit stop. There we go.
Okay,
Tyres changed and we are off.
That was a fantastic stop, faster than we were expecting. Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound.
Back out into the track deposited at the end of turn 2, and we will now just punch it for the rest of the race. Nothing to lose now. Thanks to one of the upgrades on the car, we actually have more engine power for 60 seconds, I believe it is, after hitting. Probably going to start catching the back of the grid soon. But our car's in the pits. A couple of cars stayed out. And we're about to enter the pit straight, so not far away. Still no sign of even a purple sector, mind you, on the fresh tyres. I think we just got an amazing lap in on lap 2, and we're just not replicating that lap time. Which is entirely possible, because I remember it was just hooked up. It was a great lap. Let's see how we are. Purple through sector 1. Here we go. Fastest of anybody. Get the overtake mode going as we come through into sector 2. Now there are dots on the mini map up ahead, so we are going to be catching traffic that could slow us down. Equally, it could play to our advantage if we can get into the DRS. So it's not just a second of the car, within a second of the car, a position in front of you. It's just within a second of a car in front of you that you get DRS. And we were just outside that, but what we are going to have instead is a lovely slipstream down this back section from the car in 20th, which doesn't hold us up, forces us slightly around the outside on the hairpin, hopefully not costing us too much time as we're coming up to the line. It's a 1:35.5. There we go, a new fastest lap of the race on the fresh tyres. Blue flags for the cars in front, which they are respecting well. To a point. This definitely isn't going to be a fastest lap attempt. There's way too much traffic. So much so that we're going to be threading the needle on the run into the hairpin between two lapped cars. Up to P11 now. And for the first time this race we can pop open the DRS. Through the chicane and open the DRS again on the run down to the final corner. Oh, bit of contact there. Car's not really yielding the way they should. And on lap 11 we do make our final overtake.
With 5 laps of fuel remaining, 5 laps of fuel left.
So although obviously that isn't a true reflection of the racing model because they were forced to get out of our way as we were the race leader, it does show you a bit more of the AI, how they react. They are pretty good in terms of blue flags, to be fair.
This lap then, coming to the pits.
We're going to do an extra pit stop because we've lapped everybody, we've won the race. Put on fresh soft tyres and see if we can bring that 1:35.5 down any more. On the lightest amount of fuel we've got for the race. It'll be our last lap hurrah on lap 13. See what we can do. Hopefully the traffic that we emerge into won't be too bad. And we can clear that quickly on lap 12. As we dive into the pits on the second to last lap. Even on that lap we've done a 1:39.7, so faster than we were getting on some of the laps on the soft tyres. And another good turn-in point. It's a 2.4 second stop. Where are we going to come out in terms of the hack?
Nice stop time. We're happy with that one.
Pushing to pit exit. We're coming out behind P12. We get that engine power boost that we were talking about earlier after the first pit stop. Ooh, that was a tight move, but we get it done.
4 laps of fuel remaining.
certainly risky, but it paid off. You can feel the difference in the speed and the grip with these softer tyres. So much quicker, so much swifter. Obviously not going to be setting any fastest laps on the lap that we come out of the pits. So it's all down to this, the final lap.
Okay, mate, this is the final lap of the race.
To see if we can improve on that lap time any. It's a 1:35.5 that we've got to beat. Let's see what we can do. Freshest of the fresh soft tyres. Free air, and we've immediately made a mistake that could spell the end of our attempt. Just keeping a wheel on the track. We're down through sector 1. That's not to say we're down a lot, though it could definitely be recoverable.
Right, we've got enough fuel for 3 more laps.
Using overtake mode as much as we can to eke as much power out of this car as we can. Going for every 1/10 of a second that we can find. And it's purple through the middle
They've
sector.
got some kind of mechanical problem.
One of the cars behind is a mechanical problem. That's not really any of our concern. They're not part of our race. They're a lap down. And all we care about is this fastest lap. Coming in, final corner, carry as much speed as possible through it. Get overtake mode on as soon as we hit the exit. Coming down to the line, 130, 131, 32, 33. It's a 134.3, it looked like. Absolutely smashing the final, the fastest lap through those final 2 sectors.
Easy. Well done.
That wraps up the Street Circuits 1 series. We don't get driver of the day, but that's alright. We get the 26 points instead. 750 XP on the podium pass. It was a 134.3. But yeah, there you can see what I was talking about in terms of tech level. I've just upgraded the car a lot compared to the base level for this series, which is why it was so easy, to be honest. Let's go into the race director and see where we found that time. So, yeah, as I say, we weren't down by much. We were down by 0.031 of a second. 300ths through sector 1. And that all came down to that little mistake. Then in sector 2 we found 9/10ths. And in sector 3 we found a further 4/10ths compared to our fastest. Our previous fastest, to go 1.2 seconds faster. 1:35.579 became a 1:34.379. A brilliant lap time to round off the race. And that particular series at the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. And there's the rewards. Some parts and, of course, a trophy because we completed the series. It hasn't actually unlocked any more series. We might need to complete some more to unlock those. Let's go to the garage and see what we unlocked. So some wings, some brakes. I think I maybe saw a new powertrain in there. So we'll just dismantle these. Being of a lower tech level, we can just steal their resources. There we go. Our new strategist is getting hired for 10 events, and we can dismantle the other 2. So we got some new brakes. So they're quicker. They make a quicker car because they're a 416 tech level, but they're only worth +5 drag reduction. The ones we've got are worth +2. Are worth +13. Let's dismantle those. What about the front wing that we got? It's better in a different area. I think we will equip that actually, and then boost it up to its maximum tech level just to make the car even faster. There we go, 445 tech level as opposed to 419 that we had on our previous rear wing. And then in the brakes, again, it's difficult in terms of decisions like this. Let's equip it and then upgrade it. We might get another legendary part that will beat it in a while, but the Ignite Mark 1 is our new power unit, 444 tech level as opposed to 408. For those of you new to the game who don't know how tech level works, everything starts at 100, and as you work your way through you get better parts and you improve your car. The higher the tech level, the faster the car. The faster the car, well, the better you do in races. That's the simple of it. That is the be all and end all, to be honest. Let's get into another race, shall we? First of all, actually, I've unlocked a supercar token. Let's unlock another supercar. The Aston Martin DB11 or the Ferrari Roma? Let's take the Aston, and we can unlock the Ferrari with the final supercar token when we earn it. The compendium, we have some stickers to place. So these stickers are just a little bonus thing really for the game. As if you complete pages in your sticker book, you get rewards. It's not really anything deep, but it's just quite good fun because it's got different bits and bobs in it. I guess I might as well show you my car actually. You won't have had a lot of time to see it on the circuit. Here we are. There she is. The sponsors and stuff were chosen by me, the livery as well. Nice green and black. I think it is quite striking, particularly night races with the metallic paint finish that we've went for. Different colours on some of the sponsors as well. We'll remove that and go into some self-look. I think it's a nice car. You guys might not agree. Racing under the number that I've raced for a few years on the F1 game, 19. Just that sleek, shiny finish. I think it looks really good. I think it is quite a nice livery design. The way that, and then the colours that we went with. I think the black just accentuates the green in all the right ways. Going for a darker green as well, I think just it works a lot better. And obviously you've got your F1 23 cars, all 10 teams, all the teams and different liveries from last year's Formula 2 Championship. This year's will be added in a future update. And then lots of supercars that you can earn as well. Yes, the Mercedes safety car, GTR Pro, DB11 V12, the Aston Martin safety car, the Vantage F1 Edition, Ferrari F8, McLaren 720S, McLaren Artura, and the Mercedes AMG GT Black Series. All of which are drivable in-game in certain events as well. So they aren't just for show, you can drive them. We earned another trophy there, so let's add it to our trophy cabinet, just to make it a bit more complete. Shall we hit the track again? Jump into one of the solo and multiplayer events. So as you can see, series gives you lots of different things that you can do, and then solo and multiplayer events even more. I'd done that no on-screen display one a few days ago. It was so challenging, actually. It's probably one of the hardest races I've ever done, having no data on screen. And then you've also got your bonus events for depending on which license level you are. I'm an A license holder, which is the highest level you can attain. Arcade races, quick races. Those are the Pirelli hot laps that I was talking about that you can drive the supercars in. Scenario events, time trial challenges, wet weather Grand Prix, and then a championship. But I've done that one as well. That's based on 200 tech level. That would again be very easy. Let's jump into this quick race and see if we can put the difficulty up. Because if we can, we'll take part in that. If not, well, we can't. So what we'll do is we will jump over to Grand Prix mode. Choose the F1 World Car. We were going to race in Britain, so that's where we'll go to. And then we have the difficulty tab. So as you can see, the AI difficulty is locked. Can't touch it. Don't know why it's locked, it just has. What we'll do is we'll increase the tech level modifier to positive 35. So it's a 466 tech level is the recommended. We are only, I think it was 417. So we'll be starting mid-pack. We won't do very short, we'll go for a medium race, 35%. And let's even have a lap for pole position. In fact, no qualifying. We will let the game set the grid. Possibility of a red flag, safety cars, pit stops obviously. Parc Fermé doesn't matter because we're not doing a qualifying session. And then affects license level, even though we are at the top of A, we can always boost it, or keep it up there, I suppose. Let's see the grid. Oh, it's raining. It's raining. Oh no, I left it on dynamic weather and it's raining. This adds a whole new challenge, especially for starting mid-pack. Welcome to Silverstone for the British Grand Prix.
6-mile-long test with a total of 18 corners. The Wellington and Hangar Straights are great overtaking opportunities.
So those DRS zones aren't going to matter as they give you.
Look out for Copse Corner, which is no joke in the wet.
I've not driven Silverstone in the wet in this year's car. Let's see the grid. Let's see where we're starting. We're looking for the number 19 car appearing.
On the racetrack. There are positions to be gained in the early moments.
We're not even mid-pack. I think we might be starting in last. Should have done a pole, should have done qualifying. We are starting P20. A last to first challenge.
and their 25th appearance of the season. How does the driver's experience change over a campaign?
Well, Alex, it really depends on how your season's gone up to this point.
Let's go to the grid. It's not to dry up, so it'll be one pit stop to go on to more wet tyres. Here we go. We get a good launch off the formation lap. Just wait on the rest of the grid pulling away because, well, we're in last.
Make sure you get some heat into the brakes as well.
What do you guys think about a 20th place start in the wet conditions? How do you think we'll get on? How high do you think we can make it against faster cars in the wet? I'm hoping for a top 10 finish. That would be ideal. If we can get higher, then that would be nice.
Now, but it's going to take a while for the track to dry out.
Oh, Jeff's telling me that the rain's getting lighter, so we might be able to shift onto inters at some point. There is also the possibility that the race will be red flagged. Just a reminder that that is a possibility, and we failed at that burnout and spun. I actually need to investigate the controller batteries, because apparently they're low, despite the fact that the controller is plugged in. There we go, I think the controller is working again. Yes, it is working properly again. Whoa. This is going to be an interesting race. Let's see how we can take Copse Corner in the wet. It's going to be an interesting experience, to say the least. I'm actually heading down to Silverstone in a couple of weeks' time for the British Grand Prix. Hopefully the weather's nothing like this. I'm hoping for a nice dry race like we had last year. Although we did have a wet qualifying, which was really fun to watch. Latifi getting to Q3 was certainly an experience. So we'll need to remember that we're forming up at the back of the grid, not the front this time. The start is going to be absolutely crucial as we come through the Vale chicane, which is that grandstand right in front of us is where I sat. Oh no, sorry, it's the bigger one side of the back there. Enough about that, let's form up the grid. There we go, an optimum position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And it's lights out and away we go for the British Grand Prix in the wet. We get a bit of wheel spin, which isn't great off the line, but we do have a nice start and we're making up positions. Tiny bit of contact there on the inside of the corner, which the game wasn't very happy with. It's given us a warning. I thought that was a bit harsh. It looked more of a racing incident to me, especially on lap 1 in the heavy rain. It's really hard to see with the amount of spray coming off some of the cars. Looking around the outside of the loop, but we can't get the job done. And now we begin our way down the Hangar Straight. On the brakes, and that is P14. It's been a good opening lap. We're up 6 positions. Looking to make that 7 with a move around the outside of Woodcup, but can't quite make it stick. Now onto the National Pit Straight. Wheel to wheel onto Copse Corner, and that is P13. That's a stunning move into Copse. And then we're going into Maggots and Beckett's. usually nearly a flat out section, certainly not so in the rain. As we set off in chase of P12 and that top 10 finish that we were eyeing up before the 5 red lights went out. It's a bit of a gaggle of cars here. We can certainly make a dent into the points paying positions as we dive into Vale. Can we get it slowed down? We can. Probably wasn't the most legal of passes, but we made it stick. And we're in P11 now. 1 place off of the points. Coming through Village, which is where I'll be sitting this year, and up to the loop.
Right, we need to get past here.
A
Use
bit
overtake,
deep
use
there
overtake.
into the loop, which has dropped us a position. Oh, we hold the drift into the straight. That's amazing car control to keep a hold of it, especially in these conditions.
So the rain's easing off a bit, but the track is still going to be wet for a while. Be careful. Full wet seemed like the best tyre for now.
So Mark is still saying the rain is easing, but we'll be on full wets for a while. We've got a 2-second gap to P10 that we need to try and close. Gaining a bit of confidence as the laps tick by here, in the car and in our own driving. Thankfully it's a circuit that I know where we've actually gone purple through the middle sector. As we're closing in on that points paying position. P10 just in front of us there. Coming up to Vale. And then through toward Club Corner. And on to the Sir Lewis Hamilton straight. That is the... No, it's not the fastest lap of the race because of the mistake that we made through Sector 1. And then the drifting onto the Hangar Straight. But it was... Sorry, is that the Hangar Straight or the Wellington Straight? One of the straights. Let's get the loop right this time. And we do... Went on to the first main straight of the lap. It would be a DRS zone if we were in the dry, but no DRS in these conditions. That's a green first sector, so a personal best. And that is also P10. We get the move done onto the national pit straight.
Okay, good work. Great pass.
Could we go wheel to wheel into Maggots and Beckett's? He's going to come back at us. But we've made the move stick and we're up into P9. But no, he's going to fight back into Chapel. A lovely bit of defensive driving there to hold the position. Now on the run down to Stowe. Chasing after P8 on the road. Not going to have the space to do it into Vale, so we'll just tuck in behind. Look for the opportunity further as we come into lap 4. That's not a good line, that's going to have cost us time.
Top 10 now. Keep
It's
it
a
up.
1:48.8 from us, so a second lap time's worth of improvement. Oh, we've sent it into Village, but he's going to get the cut back, but we've made it stick. We hold the position into the loop.
I definitely think we need to stay on this tyre a bit longer, but there's no question the track's drying. We might be in a position to change soon.
It might very well be inters soon, Mark is telling us. But for now, we're going to stay on the wets. through Brooklands and Woodcut. And on to the old start-finish straight, using overtake mode just to pull clear. DRS isn't an issue in this race. You can see how much the rain's eased up. These full wets will get the track dry in no time. If the rain completely stops, we could be on to slicks later. But the forecast was for it to rain the whole race. Of course, if we get a safety car or a red flag, that might change. Personal best through the middle sector, so we are gaining time. We're finding it in each and every corner, each and every lap. Can we nab a podium? We thought top 10 at first, but a podium could be on the cards. We seem to have the pace.
Okay, well done.
That's a purple final sector to do a 1:48.0.
Okay, you're creating some breathing space between you and the car behind by a few seconds a lap. Really good stuff.
Once we're onto the back straight, we'll get a full race update and see how we're doing in comparison to the race leader.
You're in 8th place. Our gap to the car in front is 1.0 seconds. They're on a fresh set of wets. Okay, car behind trailing us, 2.8 seconds. They're on a fresh set of wets. The distance to the leader is 9.2 seconds.
9.2 seconds.
Until your pit window opens.
That's doable. That is absolutely doable if we can get clear of these cars quickly. No chance of a move into Cops on this particular lap, or Maggots and Beckett's for that matter. Looking through Maggots and Beckett's and up toward Chapel.
Light rain will stay with us for at least 20 minutes, maybe more. Light rain is here to stay.
So it's probably going to be light rain to the end of the race. We cut back to the inside. That was probably a bit of a naughty move. The game doesn't know that. But we've been hit by the switchback. We're going wheel to wheel. We get the traction out of slow, and that is P5. We are 4.2 seconds off of the podium places. As we go and set the fastest lap of the race with a 1:47.6. As I say, every corner, more and more confidence, more and more lap time. The pace improving.
Battery charge is high.
But then we do something like that and nearly drop it through the loop. Manage to hold it. Need to use overtake mode to pull clear. Not pull clear anywhere near as much as we would have liked. We have lost a lot of time to Richard in P4 and Lauren in P3. We're going to push every second that we can get. Every inch of track position is crucial in a race like this. Let's get an update on the tyres.
The circuit is greasy, but we think the slick might now be the quicker tyre. If you think you can keep
The slick? The reason we're rewinding is we went over the curb into Maggots and Beckett's and absolutely crippled the car. But it's definitely not slicks. It's too wet for slicks. Inters maybe in a bit, but not slicks.
Okay, gap to the car ahead is 2.9 seconds.
A fantastic weather report. Thank you very much, Jeff.
Gap to the next car is around 3 seconds. Okay, so this light rain is going to be with us for a while now. Inters and wets will probably have very similar pace at the moment. There's a new strategy available on the MFD. Understood, copy that.
That I can't review, but we're going to come in for inters at the end of the lap. Intermediates at the end of this lap. The wets are definitely going off. We're losing a lot of pace to those cars in front that just seem to have kept their wets in the operating window. We need to make this intermediate stint count if we want to stand any chance of a podium or at the most, well, I suppose it's always at the most, but or at an extreme, we complete the last to first challenge and pick up a race win. We are going to box this lap. I've got a feeling there's going to be a lot of cars diving into the pits at the end of this lap.
Other teams are fitting intermediate tyres. It might be worth considering.
Yes, Mark, I'm going to fit intermediates as well. Sorry, my phone fell down. I'll try to fix that. So the cars in front are not boxing. Now that is big. We're going for a different strategy compared to other cars. It's all whether or not we have the pace on these intermediate tyres. If we do, this could completely change our race. If we don't, it could completely ruin our race. We're going to be emerging P10, it looks like.
Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now.
Yep, coming out in 10th. So still in the points, albeit only just. So let's see what the intermediate tyre has to offer on this circuit. Will it be a whole lot faster than the wet? It should be. It is a faster tyre. It's whether or not the conditions are right for the intermediate, because if not, you just cook them and they become slicks. And if they become slicks, then they're absolutely useless in these conditions. This car, however, definitely seems to be coming alive on the intermediates as we go purple through the through the middle sector. The car just completely parking it on the racing line through Stowe, through Village and up toward Club Corner now. We're going to go wheel to wheel in the final corner of the track. It's a purple final sector as well.
7.7 seconds.
This car has come alive on the Greenwald intermediates. pushing down the straight. And guess what? That's a purple first sector.
Okay, push. Gap to the car behind. 3.1 seconds.
You can see the tyre differential in the intermediates compared to the wets. Look at how quickly the gaps are tumbling. Do we have enough laps though to get it done? Into Copse Corner, keep it on the track, within track limits. Through Maggots and Beckett, still not quite flat out, because it is of course still wet. Sure, it might not be full wets anymore, but you need to respect the conditions. Personal best through Sector 2. If we keep up this pace, it's going to be a new fastest lap at the end of this lap. The question would be, what is the lap time? Cars in front coming in for the intermediates. How many positions has boxing those couple of laps earlier gained us? That is the question. We were P5 before the pit stops. It's the fastest lap of the race. We are now P3. We've jumped 2 positions by pitting those couple of laps earlier. The undercut has absolutely worked. But we do have 20 seconds to the cars in front to make up, because they chose not to come in. They've stayed out. They've took the gamble. Let's see what they do. So we took the gamble on the inters. They've took the gamble and stayed on the wets. It's just differing strategies in these conditions.
Tyre condition still looking good. So this rain could be with us for a while. Light rain conditions for the foreseeable future. Inters seem to be the fastest tyre for now.
Mark confirming what we already knew, that Inters are the fastest tyre as we do a purple Sector 2. Lighting up the timesheets as we go off and chase. Second place is pitted. This could be crucial here. We need to get this pass done. We can't afford to let them overcut us. As we come through Vale, through the Vale chicane, and up through Club Corner. It's another fastest lap of the race. It's a 1:43.2.
You've moved into P2. That's P2 now.
And we are up into second. We made the undercut work on another car. Now it's just the race leader who hasn't pitted. We're going to set off in chase of them. Let's get this race win. We can do this. It's a purple Sector 1.
Use your overtake button more. It's time to utilise some of this energy.
Pushing through every corner, with hanging on with every bit of grip that we have. Through Copse and up towards Maggots and Beckett's. The gap just over 10 seconds now.
The weather's certainly eased off for the time being, but we've still got a lot of
It's a
standing water out
purple
there. We're
Sector
happy for you to stay
2.
on the Inters for now.
P1 is pitted. P1 in the pits. It's not going to matter because we go triple purple to do a 1:41.6, and that is the lead of the race from 20th. We made the pit stop at the right time to close the gap and make the undercut. A strategic masterclass from the team has made this work. And now we push to build the gap as a whole new podium. Because of those mistakes on the tyre strategy from Reaper Scopes and SM Aerial. It's another purple Sector 1 from the number 19 car, from us, as we keep pushing with every corner. We're in the slightly slower car. We've just made the best of the conditions. We've got our tyres in the perfect operating window. And we're not afraid to take the risks. It's a red Sector 2, unfortunately. So despite that first glimmer of hope, we make a couple of mistakes through the middle sector, which has cost us time. But how much time? As we saw in Saudi Arabia, a sector can go red and it's by less than a tenth. It was 9/10 slower at the end of that lap. But again, that's not really a bad lap time. We will keep pushing in just a moment. Back to the racing, it's lap 13 of 18. And if I'm not mistaken, I just saw a yellow dot on the mini-map close to us. We might actually be about to start lapping cars. That's how relentless our pace has been. We started in last and we are about to lap the newest car in last place. Four and a half laps to go. Sorry, 5.5 laps to go. In what will be the last race of the night. So sure, we might not be posting purple lap times anymore, but that does not matter. We're holding the gap to the cars behind at about 20 seconds. And that is the big thing for us. We just need to hold the gap. And that gap all came from the undercut. So powerful in these conditions. One car behind rolled the dice, we stayed out for an extra lap. Then we came in, and it proved to be the correct decision. We came in at just the right time to capitalise on the crossover point from the wets to the inters. The cars that were leading the race just dilly-dallied a bit too long.
A clear patch on its way. There's about 10 more minutes of this rain. Inters look like the best tyre for
We're
now.
not going to make it to slicks. There's 10 minutes until the rain dries up, and we've only got 4 laps to go. We are also this is the final lap that the safety car could in theory be called on the game. So we might not be seeing it in today's stream, that's not exactly the end of the world. We enjoy races where we're green flag conditions all the way through. I don't even think there's been a single yellow flag on the circuit. Everyone has kept it incredibly clean. However, we are going to get flags about to start flying, just of a different colour. It's going to be the blue flags. As we are approaching the car in P20, lap 15 of 18. There we go, the blue flags are displayed. And that is the first car to be lapped. I've got a feeling it might be the only car to be lapped, given the difference in tech levels compared to the race in Saudi Arabia and the race now. This one's certainly been much more fun to drive in. I'm going to undo that slight corner cut because that was an accident. The race in Saudi Arabia was fun because of the challenge of a circuit that we didn't know, and then lapping the whole grid is kind of enjoyable. However, this one's been much more fun, racing wheel to wheel with cars for position in the heavy rain. Three laps to go when we cross the line. Here we go into the final few laps of this race. Need to just keep it on the black stuff. Keep it clean. Avoid the curbs too much, because those curbs will just spin you in the rain. It's a yellow flag behind.
Okay, clear.
Because I think the car in 20th has just retired. But the safety car can't be deployed this late in the game just because of a quirk in the way it's designed.
Right, they've
Yep.
got a serious car issue. It looks like they're retiring.
That is confirmed, and my phone is ringing. One moment, please. we are back after that slight hiccup of the phone ringing to finish off the final 2 laps of this race. 2 laps to go. Went a bit way through the loop there, so we'll take the escape road.
And that's just 5 laps of fuel remaining.
I always do overfuel the car because, to be completely honest, fuel management is not my forte. And it is also quite useful in a wet race to have a little more than you need, just in case. Never know when the safety car or something might be deployed.
We're looking at about 10 more minutes of rain. 10 minutes.
We are about to enter into the final lap of this British Grand Prix. Come through Stowe and up toward the Vale chicane and then Club Corner for the second to last time. There is a car just ahead of us on circuit, but I don't think our pace is quite relentless enough to catch them. Final lap through Abbey and then up and into Village. Taking the corner at the loop. And then on to the straight.
Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 21.6 seconds.
21-second lead to our supposed teammate that we don't have because everyone drives for themselves. 18.4 seconds to the car behind, who is gaining, but is not gaining anywhere near quick enough. The tyre strategy has just worked. We've actually went green through the first sector. But down through the second, so I don't think it's going to be a fastest lap. We do have it though with that amazing 141.6. If we hadn't made a couple of those mistakes, we would have just got that car in front. But we've run out of laps, not that it matters. We crossed the line to win the British Grand Prix from last.
Oh, you made that look so easy. It was nice and clean, and we took that victory.
If rightfully named driver of the day as well. What a fantastic drive. I really enjoyed that actually. That was good fun. It was very good fun. And as you can see, we're getting a lot more XP. Longer race, higher tech level modifier, and we're now level 31.
And that concludes all the action today. We are set for such an unpredictable season ahead on the evidence of that race. Join us again next time.
Well, there you go. We were talking about fastest laps. In Saudi Arabia, our fastest lap was a solid 10 seconds faster than the car behind. In this one, 8 tenths. we just managed to extract everything from the car. Obviously the difficulty being a bit lower does help, but as I showed you guys, that's locked. There's literally nothing I can do about it. Let's review the race highlights before we wrap up the stream. So we went to 5 red lights in the absolutely torrential conditions at the start of the race. And away we went. Made up a lovely fair few positions just into turn 1 because the space was just there. It was inviting us to send it, and that's exactly what we did. And wide through the loop, nearly cost us a position. Jumped a bit forward in the lap, we've made it up to P14. And then through Woodcut, cutting back, can't quite make the move stick. We keep looking, and then to go wheel to wheel into cops in those conditions. What a pass. Amazing respect from both drivers to make that happen. And then a couple of positions into the Vale chicane also on lap 1. Slightly riding the curb. Look at the amount of spray being kicked up. Look at how good that car looks in slow motion as well, with the spray coming up. Although it kind of looks like static, which is a bit disappointing. They might want to try and clean that up just a little bit. And on to lap 3, we were up into the top 10 by this point. Wheel to wheel into Maggots and Beckett's, and that pass did stick if I remember correctly. And we were on the hunt for P6 through Maggots and Beckett's. We got it done. Now we're on to the Inters on lap 8 down to P10. This is where our fortunes really started to turn. Strategic masterclass, basically pushing the car on the wets through Stowe and then absolutely destroying them on the traction. The intermediate tyre just so much faster. The crossover point came so quickly and so drastically as well. Anyone left out there on wets was just suffering for lap time. A spin further back that we didn't quite see, but not that it mattered. That didn't rain on our parade as we took the checkered flag and won the Grand Prix. Let's see what our rewards are, and then we'll wrap up the stream. So as you can see, a lot of rewards for racing at a positive tech level modifier. And we also have our tier rewards for reaching level 31 on the podium pass, 7,500 setup data, and some gloves. We head into the garage, we can see what items we got. A new gearbox, R&D head, a rear wing, contracts, and that was all from there. And then one sticker, Profile 3 for Aston Martin. I think we already have that one. Oh no, that's new. We'll place that into the book. That photo is actually from when they used to be Force India. But anyway, thank you very much for joining us on the stream. I hope to see you next time. Bye for now.